Beautiful day out here in Lincoln County. You already know how I do. It's getting chilly in the mornings. Let's get right into it. Galatians 5:22 through 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. 9 characteristics, 1 fruit, 1 unified work under the Holy Spirit that Paul spoke about. And he wrote this back in the days because he understood the battle that was going on in every believer's lives. And it's that battle of the flesh and the spirit that ever since we're born, if you look at a baby, our true nature is that of impulsiveness, is that of impatience, is that of selfishness. And that the older that we get, that the worse that we get, because we develop even worse habits in our lives. We start getting into drugs, alcohol, marijuana. Some people even do heavier drugs. Some people even do pharmaceuticals and this and this is exactly when we go wrong, because we then begin to produce the wrong fruit that Paul spoke about. Instead of love, we start producing hate in our lives. Instead of patience, we become impatient. We become anxious. We feel like we need something, like when you're an addict, like I was back in the days, that you need something to control yourselves and to be good and just to deal with everyday life and to cope with everyday life. When in reality, this is a lie that we've been told and that we've been sold. And music sells this to us. The shows that we watch, the movies, the social media, and this is the devil behind promoting all these worldly, fleshly desires, that it's okay to do you, that it's okay to cheat on your wife if you want to. It's okay to cheat on your husband, on your family, on your friends, that it's okay to do these things, and that you should chase your flesh. So I ask you, I have a question for you, and who are you to those around you? If somebody followed you with a camera, what is it that they would see in our lives? Would they see the fruits of the Spirit? Would they see peace? Would they see joy? Would they see patience? Would they see kindness? Would they see faithfulness? Would they see that self-control? And it's an honest question that every single one of us, including myself, must ask ourselves. Matthew 7:16. You will know them by their fruit. This is Jesus talking. You will know each and every single one of us by the fruit that we're bearing. Who are we to those around us? You know, there's a lot of miserable marriages in 2025. There's a lot of misery going on, and it's because we're chasing the wrong thing. It's because we're not tapped into that spirit. We're not tapped into our higher self. Our that if you're a Christian, we believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and that the Holy Spirit is, we need to lean on it. We need to surrender to it. We need to not do whatever we want to do. We need to surrender to it, and we need to allow that Holy Spirit to guide us and direct us in the right direction, that this Holy Spirit works similar to a GPS, that it's gonna, whenever we're following GPS, if we make the turns before the GPS tells us, we're gonna create problems. We're gonna bear the wrong fruit. We're not gonna get there on time. We're gonna make it worse on ourselves. But if we tap into that Holy Spirit, that internal spirit that guides us, that we will get to our God-given destiny, that we will bear the right fruit, that we will bear the fruits of love, peace, kindness, all these things that Paul talks about, that if we don't do it for ourselves, that we need to do it for our loved ones, that if we don't do it for ourselves, that we need to do it for Him, for God, because that's what He wants us to do. And that, let me read John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So God is the vine, which would be the trunk. And we're the branches, that we're connected to Him, that He wants us to stay connected to Him, and that if we stay connected to Him, we're gonna bear the right fruit. We're gonna bear good things in our lives and to those around us. But if you look at that tree, if those branches fall off, they're going to be dead and they're not be connected to life. And that's similar to us, that I've been this person that has been completely cut off from His branch, and that I know from experience that all we create, our true self comes out, and that at the end of the day, we're feeding ourselves, our lusts, our desires, our impulses, our greed, or everything, but then you're creating misery to those around you. And that we cannot be like these dead fruit, man. Like, have you seen those plastic decoration fruits? Of course, that those fruit, they create death, and that's similar to what we do, and that we don't have to try harder. All we have to do is stay connected to God. And we do this by discipleship, fellowship, getting into the Word, prayer, being obedient, practicing self-control in our lives, being considerate of not just what we want, but those around us, and that God is always watching, and that it's important for us to do the right thing and not give in to what the devil wants, which is what the culture's promoting through movies, music, social media, bad friendships, and that we need to get on the right path. That a lot of Christians, even, they talk about miracles and speaking in tongues and casting out demons and all, which I know the Bible talks about this, but if we keep it simple and basic, you know, the true miracles are here on earth, that happen through discipleship and through ministry, when we cut off addictions and vices, when we stop thinking about ourselves and we do what the Spirit wants us to do. That's the right miracles that happen here. Those are the true miracles. And how are we affecting those around us? And that we should bear the right fruit. And this is what we should strive to bear. That we should strive to promote love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Something to think about, Beautiful day out here in Lincoln County. I hope this makes sense. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm like at 91 subscribers. If you subscribe, I truly appreciate you. If not, let's hit them 100 subscribers. I'm gonna try to tap into the Holy Spirit and stay connected to that vine and push out good fruit. And not lean on my own understanding and be obedient and this is why we're pushing these types of messages here on the channel now. Stay strong. God bless. Talk to you soon.